Thanks for joining us. We're starting off what now with developments in the United States, where sweeping executive orders signed by President Donald Trump has moved to a 90-day freeze on foreign aid across the world. This is all to focus on his America First principle. Now, what impact could this have on Nigeria, which is top amongst 8 priority countries of U.S. assistance? We have details in this report.
The U.S. State Department has announced a freeze on almost all new funding for foreign assistance programs for 90 days, with exceptions for its allies, Israel and Egypt, which means all other beneficiaries are cut off the country's aid program. The order from the U.S. State Department also includes exceptions for emergency food programs, such as those helping to feed millions in a widening famine in warring Sudan, but not health programs, which provide vital life-saving services to many nations. Now, the order puts about 60 senior career officials at the U.S. Agency for International Development on leave. According to the 2024 report on foreign assistance, Nigeria received $370 million in health funding, $310 million in humanitarian aid, $35 million went into administrative cost, $24 million on education, $7.8 million for agriculture, and $7.4 million was spent on other concerns. The U.S. emergency plan for aid relief has come to a halt under the Trump administration, sending shockwaves through global HIV/AIDS programs. In Nigeria, the U.S. government has invested over $6 billion into the national HIV/AIDS response, significantly improving the country's efforts to combat the epidemic. This means it may cost Nigeria over $1 billion yearly if the freeze on funding is sustained. A report by the U.S. diplomatic mission in Nigeria also shows that the foreign aid has transformed every sector of Nigeria's economy, such as malaria prevention medicine, to 2.2 million children aged 3 to 59 months as part of several campaigns, screening 19.8 million Nigerians for tuberculosis and training 55 public health emergency managers to respond to cholera and Lassa fever outbreaks, providing more than 3.6 million teaching and learning materials were delivered to classrooms nationwide. With reactions still trailing the development, critics have expressed the belief that while disrupting most of the ongoing humanitarian aid and support in Nigeria and other African countries, the freeze on funding could also be a wake-up call for benefiting countries to look inward for sustenance. Globally, the U.S. provides more foreign aid than any other country, budgeting about $60 billion in 2023. That is about 1% of the U.S. budget for aid to nations in need. The latest development stands as a pointer to the consequences that the various orders of President Donald Trump could have on recipient countries.